Hello everyone, welcome back to AppData, the channel that transmits the latest information in the world. The latest news from US President Biden has been announced. Let's start watching. Detroit, President Joe Biden rejected speculation about the future of his re-election campaign and criticized the media for giving Republican Donald Trump what he labeled a free pass during a raucous Friday night rally in a Detroit high school gymnasium. As some members of the Democratic Party have argued that Biden should step aside as their nominee after a weak debate performance 2 weeks ago, the crowd of about 2,000 people at Renaissance High School chanted, as he took the stage, "Don't you quit." When Biden mentioned Trump, the crowd chanted, "Lock him up," a hallmark slogan of Trump rallies from the 2016 presidential campaign when the Republican businessman and his supporters called for the imprisonment of Democrat Hillary Clinton. "I am running, and we're going to win," Biden told the crowd. The Democratic incumbent vowed to shine a light on Trump that, he said, the press hadn't. Biden said Trump is a convicted criminal and a threat to the nation, citing the Republicans' push to overturn the result of his 2020 election loss. Biden said another 4 years of Trump would be deadly serious. "The press, and they're good guys and women up there, they've been hammering me," Biden said. "I make a lot of mistakes," he said as the crowd booed the traveling and local press covering the rally. "Because I sometimes confuse names. I say that's Charlie instead of Bill. But guess what? Donald Trump has gotten a free pass." Biden railed against how the media has covered his verbal flubs. On Thursday night, after the end of a NATO summit in Washington, Biden called his opponent, Vice President Trump, and referred to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as President Putin, the Russian leader who is waging war against Zelensky's country. When invading Ukraine, here's what Trump said, "I'm not making this up either." He called Putin a genius and said it was wonderful. "What in the hell is going on?" Biden asked Friday. "But people would rather talk about how I mix up names. I guess they don't remember that Trump called Nikki Haley Nancy Pelosi." "Donald, no more free passes," Biden declared. Biden's campaign trip on Friday marked his 4th visit to Michigan of the year and came 116 days ahead of the November 5 general election and 15 days after a rocky debate between Biden and former President Trump that spurred bipartisan criticism of the Democratic incumbent. Several Democratic politicians and activists came to Biden's defense on Friday night during the rally. Cindy Rudolph, a pastor at Oak Grove AM Church in Detroit, introduced Biden, noting there were some raising doubts about the commander-in-chief. "There are far more who are with you than there are who are against you," the pastor told the crowd. Michigan is among the battleground states that will decide which party wins the presidency in November. In 2020, Biden beat Trump by 3 percentage points in Michigan, 51% to 48%. Pete Hoekstra, chairman of the Michigan Republican Party, blasted Biden's campaign stop on Friday. His obsession with electric vehicles is guaranteed to cripple the community and put Michiganders out of work, Hoekstra said. Joe Biden has proven time and time again that he is wrong for Michigan. Before the rally, Biden spoke for about 2 minutes to supporters in an overflow room at Renaissance High School, making clear he would focus his campaign on denying Trump a second term in the White House, according to a press pool report. "It's going to be all about Trump from here on out," Biden told supporters. That proved true during the rally as the president read a speech from a teleprompter that lasted about 36 minutes. Biden noted that Trump has promised to be a dictator on his first day back in the Oval Office. "And he means it, folks," Biden said. "We're not gonna let that happen. Over my dead body. I promise you I am okay." Earlier in the day, amid widespread speculation about his health, Biden promised a group of his supporters, during a stop at the Garage Grill and Fuel Bar in downtown Northville, that he was okay. He touted his administration's efforts to expand access to health care and lower prescription drug prices. Biden, 81, told supporters in Northville that he's seeking a second four-year term because there's more to do and he wants to finish the job. He then joked, "I know I'm only 41." At the end of his remarks, Biden said, "We have real opportunities. Real opportunities. Got to finish the job. I promise you I am okay." Biden gave a handful of meandering and confusing answers at the June 27 debate. On Thursday, U.S. Representative Hillary Sholton, D. Grand Rapids, joined a group of 19 Democratic lawmakers in Congress who have called on Biden to drop his bid for another term. But Biden and his supporters have pressed on, seeking to reassure voters that he's the right choice to take on Trump. Detroiter Bonnie Ferrell, 55, said one poor debate performance should not define a candidate. "He's done the job whether you like the way he debated. He has done the work," Ferrell said. Ferrell said voters should be concerned about letting Trump step into office. "A vote against Biden is a vote for Trump, who is a person who does not care about our democracy or the quality of life of individuals," Ferrell said. Biden lamented that Republicans in Congress let his expanded child tax credit expire after it had cut child poverty in half in America. "I'm gonna make childcare tax cut permanent," he said, misstating the name of the tax credit. He said also in his second term he'd expand the $35 cap for insulin beyond seniors to all Americans. Biden said he wanted to make billionaires pay a minimum income tax of 25%. Billionaires' federal tax is 8.2%. "Not a joke. I'm not making this up," the president said. "No billionaire should pay lower taxes than a teacher, a firefighter or a nurse." Biden said his proposal would generate $500 billion over the next 10 years. The president added that he wants to protect voting rights, restore federal safeguards for abortion access and ban assault weapons if he gets another term. Biden versus everybody. Michael Clift, 68, attended Friday's rally and said the identity of a president is less important than the platform of the president. "I have a Biden-Harris pin, but I could be Harris-Biden too. In other words, who the Democrats run does not matter to me," Clift said. Clift said he would be in favor of Biden stepping down for a younger candidate. "I think the Democrats need to get better at turning over the reins to younger leaders. They haven't done that and that is kind of unfortunate," Clift said. Rudy Reyes, a 74-year-old resident of Charlotte, Michigan, said Biden should stay in the race for the presidency. "And all the other people, who I call Democrats, are bailing out of the ship because it's going to affect their paycheck if he loses," Reyes said. "But no way in hell can they stick another candidate in the race. They would lose." Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson was among the Democratic officeholders who spoke at Biden's rally. In an interview before Biden's visit, Benson, the state's top elections official, said she wants to remind voters of the power they have. "Every citizen needs to understand the impact their vote will have on the future of democracy," Benson said. Roughly 50 people gathered by a parking lot entrance near a Philip Randolph Career and Technical High School to protest Biden's support of Israel, calling for Biden to get the Israelis to halt its military assault on the Palestinian territory. "He promised us and I heard him say that he believed the Palestinians should have their own country. I hold him responsible and I feel betrayed," said Nadia Youmans, a protester and Detroiter born in Palestine. "We are very angry at Biden," Youmans added. "I was his biggest supporter, and now I am very disappointed. He is not the president I thought he would be."